Are not. Rayshawn, you are not.
Why would you do this? She loves you though. Why would you do this?
She's not my daughter. Why would you do this? Why would you cheat?
I didn't cheat.
Why would you cheat on me?
I didn't.
That's proof right there. DNA test. Nevaeh is not my daughter.
Exactly. DNA test. What is that? It's a DNA test. I'm sorry. It's a DNA test. It's a DNA test. You're fucking wrong. I've been taking care of for 3 years, and you're telling me and that you don't. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. No.
Child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan.
That's right.
Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
5 years in prison.
You know who his father is.
Yes, I talk to him still.
She should be convicted of some crime.
I should not. I didn't.
Mr. Manser.
So this guy wasted 5 years of his life in jail for not paying child support, just to find out the kid is not his. Guys, this happens every day. There are laws in certain states that will still require the man to legally pay child support, even if the DNA test comes back negative.
30%.
That's 30% of all men who go to actually get paternity tested turn out to not be the father. So out of every 100, 30 of those will not be the dad. So it does leave me to wonder why, when a baby is born, why don't they just DNA test at that time? Understanding the fact that sometimes the dad's not involved, but that seems like it would clear up a whole bunch of issues. What's your thought? Should they require DNA testing at birth?
Don't swipe now. Come back here. Hey, ladies, did you know that paternity fraud is now a crime? Yeah, let's talk about House Bill 2689, because they locking y'all up.
Okay.
I'm going to make my money one way or another. Even if that means locking you up, I'll make my money off of you being locked up. Please peep the game.
Oh, yeah. And this hookup culture? Oh, yeah, that's a wrap, because they're making it so you can no longer get child support off of one-night stands. If that man wasn't in your life, let me tell you.
Not only are they making it mandatory for the man to
I love it.
get a DNA test before he signs a birth certificate, but now they're like, look, you're not going to be able to get any money off of this man if he was not actively, long-term, a part of your everyday life.
Oh, yeah, it's true, too. And if I could add on to this bill, you know what? If all these fathers are paying these high amounts in child support, why not give the child to the father? Yeah, that's coming too. I mean, what you think?
Come on, big brother.
Be honest enough to admit that a man would probably be more capable of raising a child on his own than a woman.
Tell the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I snooze and miss this moment? You're just too important. Nobody do body
Look at the
like
legs.
you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. I can't just snooze and miss this moment. You're just too important. Nobody do body like you do. Thank you. What's your name?
Coming to me for advice after your man cheats on you and then being surprised when I say cheat back is crazy. My daddy got 2 sets of kids that are the same age, baby. I don't play, I get down. Okay, you are talking to a real cheater. You got to know your audience and you got to know who you're talking to. Now, I am 7 years reformed. I'm 7 years reformed because my husband, no, I don't play, I get down. I do not play, I get down. Like, I be thinking about my last relationship. His ass thought he was going to cheat on me the entire relationship. He thought I was going to be crying, thought I was going to be whining. I wasn't doing none of that. Sometimes I blush in thinking about how I got my get back. I don't play. So when you come to me for advice, I'm going to encourage you not to play either. Point blank and period. I am my daddy's daughter. I don't even know that man, and I'm still my daddy daughter. And that's why I be telling my husband too. I'm like, man, I see Khloe Kardashian, all these other women. They're just, I can't believe it. I would find the closest homie that's in the closest vicinity, and we would get down. So don't come to me for no advice if your man cheating on you and expecting me to be all bread and roses. I'm not going to be bread and roses. I'm going to be pantyhoses and flights.
This Representative Antonio Parkinson is sponsoring House Bill 2698 that would require DNA evidence proving paternity before a man signs a birth certificate for a child that may not be biologically his.
The state has been turning a blind eye to this by allowing people to sign blindly without any proof of DNA association to this child, which is allowing people to be guilty, or in some cases, of paternity fraud, which is a crime. It's only right and the moral thing to do, an ethical thing to do, to ensure that the right people's names that match their DNA is on that birth certificate. Anything other than that, you are stealing a child from a biological parent, and it's state sanctioned.
A woman found out that her husband got a secret paternity test due to pressure from his family because of their daughter's darker skin color and curly hair. She posted to the relationship advice subreddit where she revealed that she's Brazilian American, but her husband is Serbian and very fair. When their daughter started developing her darker skin, his entire family made jokes about him not being the father. This mom found paternity test results in his phone and questioned him about it. And the dad revealed that his family was accusing her of cheating and pushed for the paternity test. On a daily basis, they were in this man's ear. He claims he got the paternity test to shut his family up, but he did it behind her back, and now she's hurt and angry about it. She feels betrayed by his family, who she thought truly loved and cherished her and her daughter. She's also convinced that her husband doesn't trust her and can't decide whether or not she should let it go. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't trust your spouse, the first person you should be talking to is your spouse. There is an expectation that your spouse will have your back, which includes stopping baseless attacks from extended family members. If this dad truly had concerns about his daughter's paternity, he should have discussed it with his wife. Getting a secret paternity test, that might cause some problems when it comes to light. What would you do in this situation?
Can we talk about the DNA testing center? I had two guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child. 40%. He said 40%.
Somebody call Maury.
It's usually
make DNA testing
it's
mandatory.
It's two scenarios. It's where the woman, the person's getting a DNA test because the woman claims that is their child. Turns out it's not. The other one is where the parent is on a deathbed and makes a confession, or they need a liver transplant, blood transfusion, and the blood type. There's no way that can actually be the father. So then they find out that because of medical reasons, you mean that's not my father? Then the father finds out from that way. He said it took such a toll on him that he could no longer do it because he would be sitting on the phone counseling the men and the grown children who these women falsely accuse.
I'm in a committed relationship. I'd want to believe that, like, my husband was the father of my child. And I'd picture it to be some type of degrading if they're like, take this to make sure it's yours.
You requesting DNA, first of all, this is a very gendered question. Right? For me specifically, there's no way if my man came up to me, I wouldn't feel some type of offense.
Can you take a DNA test? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, what is this? Like, what did we go down the aisle for? What did we say those vows for? If you're not gonna automatically know that this baby is yours.
I think that y'all want this to be mandated because of a conversation you are not strong enough to have with your girl.
Benny, you...
Oh my goodness, bro's crying.
...are not the father.
Sheesh.
You said earlier that if Robin was not your biological child, it causes you to doubt whether or not you truly are the biological father of Jermaine Benning Jr. And because of that doubt, the court wants to make sure when you leave here, you have the whole truth. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
Yo, how can people be so brutal, bro? Oh my God.
Women will lie about her appearance, will lie about our body count, will lie about damn near everything. But we can't lie to help our husband save face. That's the crazy thing. We'll have like a pound of makeup, Botox, all this bullshit. And yet she can't just say, you know, yes, my husband is the best.
There's something like, the exact percentage is slightly off, I'm not going to be exact, but it's something around 10% of men are raising a kid that they think is theirs, but it's actually not theirs. I'm not talking about stepdads, I'm talking about that he thinks that is his son or daughter, and it's the postman's or whatever.
That's why they got to be mandatory DNA tests on child.
I agree with that 100%. 100%.
I agree.
100%.
I agree too. So we'll get a DNA, and since I know what I'm doing, why don't you put a wager on it? You know, like smooth 100 bands.
Why should I have the bet?
We could just put a wager.
That sounds like you're trying to psych him out of doing it in the first place.
An interesting fact, if you've been pregnant, carried the baby either full term or not, your baby's cells will be in your blood for years and years and years. But your baby daddy's DNA will also be in your blood for years and years and years. So if it didn't work out with baby daddy, and you feel like you're missing him or feel like you're connected to him, the fact is you are. So next time if you think it's fate and you have that strong feeling attached to him, just remember that's biology. So make sure you pick the right person to have your child with. Imagine having a man's DNA inside you for years. All of you might not believe me, but take a look at this. Your baby daddy's DNA may be stuck with you for as long as 27 years.
Yeah, dog.
Let this sink in. Please just let these sink in.
Oh, wow. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
She gonna be mad, real.
And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.